Hi everyone, I'm at the IEC Results Center in the Western Cape, the second day of the results, and I'm sitting here with a party that has shaken up the political landscape in South Africa, the MK Party. I'm sitting with Faizal Moosa, who is coordinator of the MK Party in the Western Cape. Faisal, well done. Well done. Well, what can I say? Wow. What can I say? For what I've seen, the numbers, I thought you guys would make a impact, but not what you've done, not to this extent. I'm sure you guys not. What are your your initial reflections about this?
No, thank you, Rod, for having me. Um, yeah, I mean, we obviously, the president was pushing two-thirds majority, but the reality was that, well, the party was 6 months old.
Yes.
It wasn't going to be an achievable goal. I mean, it wasn't realistic, but it motivated us. It made us push, you know. And I think we're very satisfied with as the results is going. I think there's still a few maybe numbers that will come on over tonight, and by tomorrow we should know a bit more. But we're ecstatic about the results so far, and I think there's a lot of predictions that predicted between 4 and 7%, and we've obviously
You smashed it.
yeah, we smashed them. My prediction personally was between 15 and 20. And I think it seems like we're going to get close to 15.
Okay,
actually.
okay. What do you think resonated with the voters? Is it really only the Zuma factor, the personality, or what resonated?
Of course, the Zuma factor played a big role. I mean, the old man is quite plugged into grassroots, and of course that and the kind of personality he is, he's in touch with people on the ground. So when we went to ground first, I mean, we really listened to people, and we presented quite an interesting manifesto, which spoke to people, to the realities of people on the ground. And I think that also played a role, that we were actually speaking to what people want is expecting a new government to deliver for them. And it's simple. I mean, in '94 we went out there, we promised people a better life, and I think that's what MK is still promising, a better life.
Okay.
Should we come to power?
Because a lot of the commentators are actually, that's one of their criticism. They're actually saying, but MK's got no manifestos, got no offering, there's no detail. And yeah, you're saying, but that flummoxed me. I mean, do you want to respond to them who say that?
No, of course. I mean, this means that they probably didn't do their homework properly, because there's quite a detailed manifesto. I mean, our manifesto is probably more detailed than many others. And of course, we say our manifesto is a dynamic manifesto. It's not just it's a living document. And I mean, we've been around the country in the last 6 months, and it's still going to change as we still engage further with communities and with people. We still want to see that manifesto being fine-tuned, so that it speaks to people's needs and requirements.
Okay. What do you say to because obviously nationally you guys are over 1 million votes, over I think 1.2 if not more, or 1.5?
1.4 now.
1.4. Some of the other provinces significantly in the Western Cape, I see so far only about 8,000 or something. What do you guys say to the people in the Western Cape around MK?
We're quite surprised at the low numbers on the board. I mean, we're concerned about it. I mean, when we went out into the communities in the Western Cape, we had a fantastic response. So it's very concerning that the numbers are so low. And again, I mean, we're speaking to people of the Western Cape. When we talk about land, redistribution, we're talking of the indigenous nations of the Western Cape.
Okay.
And there was a very positive response. So we're certainly quite worried about the numbers that's on the board there.
Okay.
And we're certainly going to raise it as an issue now when we go into our next engagement with the IEC.
So the MK party, contrary to what some are saying, is not just a party for Zulus. It's a party for I think the chairperson of the ANC made that decision.
That's right. Yeah.
What is your response to that?
No, actually, I don't know. I mean, I think Gwedi obviously is trying to push a certain agenda. And I completely disagree. I mean, in the Western Cape, we have structures in the whole province. There's 6 regions in the Western Cape, and we got solid structures in all the 6 regions. And I'm certainly not a Zulu, but I believe in what the MK wants to do. And I think so across the country. To call it a Zulu party is disingenuous, I think. Because the numbers on the board doesn't only come from KZN, it comes from across the country.
Okay. So obviously we're going the realm now. Coalition government nationally is definitely on the table, and in some of the provinces. Is MK is obviously open to that, or what?
No, we're open to coalition. Of course, there's certain parameters we've set ourselves. Of course, we won't go into coalition with the DA or the ACDP. We've got a very clear policy on Palestine, and I mean, we'll go with those parties that supports our mission and our vision. Particularly when it comes to the land redistribution question and the Palestine question, which is one of the pillars of our organization. So yeah, we're open to coalition. I mean,
including nationally with Cyril Ramaphosa at the helm of the ANC.
You know what was said, eh? I mean, we're not going to go into coalition with the ANC as long as Cyril is there. But as you know, in politics, there's no permanent enemies, and no permanent friends. So I think that sanity will prevail, and we'll go where we can make impact on our people.
Okay. Then, what would be? But let me hear it from you. I probably got a sense. What are the 3 top things, the 3 almost immediate things that MK would want the new government to address should it go into government? Should it enter into a coalition with the ANC?
Yeah, so of course, you've heard about the 2/3 majority. And that's where we felt we could make the biggest impact. I mean, we've tried the land redistribution, willing buyer, willing seller. It obviously didn't work for us. And we think one of the very first things, or one of the pillars of our plan is to do the land redistribution, because the land is value. It's an asset, and now people will immediately be able to have an asset in their hands if we get that right. The other issue is about people's dignity. I mean, we're looking at crime, we're looking at health, we're looking at gangsterism, we're looking at drugs, and the whole issue about job creation. When we talk about job creation, we talk about people's dignity, housing and all of that. So the dignity of our people needs to be restored, and we'll do that with the programs that we want to implement in terms of like the education and skills and the issue of addressing the crime in the country, so that people can get their dignity back.
Okay. So can I, because I think you got to go. I think maybe there's a meeting for you guys.
7 o'clock.
What's this question that I wanted to ask? Oh yes, you guys are in the Western Cape. In the whole country, you guys are a new party. You're no longer a smaller party.
Just overnight, eh?
Yeah, overnight. But in the Western Cape, you're still a small party. You're new and a small party. What would be your approach to work with some of the other smaller parties Western Cape Parliament?
Yeah, I think we wouldn't have an issue with that really. Like I said, it depends on which, if
Yeah.
it's to the left or to the right. You know?
Uh-huh.
So we have, like I said, we've got clear parameters in which to work, and we'll work with other parties, of course. I mean, as long as we have the same objectives or similar objectives, and that we find a synergy between ourselves,
Okay.
between the parties. Yeah.
Good. So, let me give you this curveball before you go. You don't need to answer it.
Let me hear the question first.
What went down on that rally where ex-President Zuma and Dr. Busak had
Yeah.
to speak at? What went down there?
So the president landed in Kimberley, right? When he was just about to fly out of Kimberley, they closed the airport, and the president couldn't fly out. And then, as we were resolving issues, other issues came up. Until eventually it was too late for him to come. But it was clearly sabotage, that they didn't want him to reach the Western Cape. And he was then not able to come.
Okay. And Dr. Busak was going to speak?
He was going to speak if the president was going to speak.
Okay. Thanks, Faizal. All the best.
Thanks, Rod, man.
Good, man.
Keep up the good work.
Good.